getting a lot of pressure on the quarterback but not getting sacks. Is it a message from you as a captain to tell guys you just keep after it, keep after it? Because it seemed like you guys were getting the pressure that you needed to, and the quarterback was just making incredible plays because you guys couldn't get him to the ground.
Yeah. On the sideline, we're pretty. We want to get there. We want to get the sacks, and you know, after a game, the stats didn't really show what we were doing all game. But during a game, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep getting there, and that's what I tell my guys. Like keep going. I told him on the sideline, he's gonna break. He's gonna hold on to the ball one of these times. So just keep rushing, and I feel like we just have to keep doing that no matter what goes on throughout the game.
How do you? So if I can just sneak one more, how do you evaluate that after the game? Because it seems like you guys as a defensive line and as a front kind of did your part without getting the sacks. So how do you walk the fine line between knowing that you could have probably gotten home, but also knowing that you guys did a pretty good job of getting to them?
We have to figure out how to get home faster. Like I feel like we were winning and getting our pressures, but what we try to be really critical of is how can we be a second faster, a step faster, just a little bit, like one point second of a step faster, so that we can get that ball out and get a sack and get a sack fumble and create plays for our team. So we just still have to look at the film critically and figure out what we can do better.
All righty, we'll go next to Jared Smalley from WCMH. Jared?
Hi, Jonathan. I was reading this morning, Pro Football Focus College, a third-party group, rated your play this season as the best in the Big Ten. You're the highest graded player in the Big Ten as a defender. And, obviously there's some circumstances there around that, your grade of yourself is what I'm curious about. How you think you have lived up to your own expectations this year, and obviously dealing with the disappointment you had last year, how you feel about what you've been able to put on the field.
I feel pretty good. It's hard to answer that right now because you're in it, and I feel like once I'm done, then I'll be back, be able to reflect. But as far as right now, like I'm just focused on what I can do to get better each and every week. Honestly, I feel like I'm playing all right, but I know there's a lot of things in my game I can get better at. I feel like you can get better every single week, and that's my goal. And no matter what anybody says, I'll just try to get better every single week. Keep working hard.
All right, we'll go next to Tim May from Leonard Monroe. Tim?
Thanks, Mike. Jonathan, did the second half on Saturday feel a little bit like 2018 to you? And if not, why not? And if so, why? But then number two, what would be your pep talk to just the secondary, which had some growing pains clearly on Saturday, as you head more into the latter part of this season? Because obviously teams are probably going to go bombs away on you guys, you would think, based on the way things went Saturday.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it felt like 2018. This is a completely different team, different coaching, and everything. And as far as a pep talk goes, I wouldn't give them a pep talk. I ask my players how they feel. I ask where their mental is at. I ask how their body's feeling, and everybody told me that they were good. And as a defensive lineman who focused on the defensive line, I don't play secondary. I'm not supposed to go there and tell them what they need to do and what they need to fix. I trust my players, and I trust the leaders back there that they're going to get the job done, and that's what you do as a captain. And, I trust that they're going to get the job done. That's it. And the D-line, everybody has to get better, so.
Yeah, that's what I meant in your role as a captain. What would be your pep talk, is what I'm talking about there.
Yeah, just check in on them, make sure they're okay. As long as they're okay, then I'm good.
Thanks, man.
All right, let's go next to Kyle Rowland from the Toledo Blade. Kyle?
Hey, Jonathan. I know the coaches are trying to keep some things a little lighter this year, just with how difficult it's been for you guys. You played the dodgeball game a few weeks ago. What are some of your favorite non-football moments of the season so far?
Well, that was definitely one of them. The dodgeball game. It's hard to pinpoint. It's because we spend so much time together. Because you go home and then you have football here. You don't really have a life outside of any of this because we're in a bubble and we have to stay that way. I just enjoy my time that I give with my brothers, honestly. They're the only reason why, they make this kind of okay. You know, it's hard. It's hard for any young person not to be able to go out and do what you want and just live in this bubble. But I feel like the way my teams handle it has been amazing. I feel like we help each other out with all those areas.
Okay, we'll go next to Patrick Murphy, 247. Patrick?
Jonathan, Coach Day was just talking about the difficulties this week with it being Thanksgiving, balancing wanting guys to stay healthy and whatnot, but families want to see their the players. You're a local guy, so obviously families around. How do you handle this week? How do you talk to other guys about handling this week, keeping in mind we know what sacrifices you guys have already made?
Yeah, it's hard, and you can't really change the fact that it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. The way I try to look at it is perspective. We're not the only ones that are going through stuff right now. I feel like the whole country is going through troubling times right now and trying to figure everything out. I feel like what we have at our advantage is each other. I feel like that's a lot more than what some people have. And when you put that in perspective, knowing that we have each other, you realize that it's not that tough, or it's not as hard as other people are going through. So we'll be fine.
All right, we got time for just a couple more. We'll go to Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com. Nathan.
Hey, Jonathan, just curious, the way Tough Borland is playing this season, his ability to stop the run, what does that mean for the rest of the defense?
I mean, I think his play has been amazing this season. I think he's playing the best ball of his career. And he definitely is helping us out in the run. And I just feel like that just means that when it comes to stopping the run, then we have to make sure we stop the passer. And that's our focus, As long as you stop the run, then you get a chance to stop the passer. And I feel like the whole entire defense is responsible for doing that. So that's what we just got to focus on, thanks to Tough.
And final question for Coop. We'll go to Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch. Joey.
Jonathan, you mentioned at the top of this, if you guys are maybe a second faster, you're able to turn some of those pressures of the quarterback into sacks. If those start to come, how big of an impact can that have on this defense?
I feel like it would be a huge impact on the defense, honestly. I feel like people aren't really seeing the type of defensive line that we have and the players that we have, that are rushing extremely well because of the stats and sacks and stuff like that. But I couldn't be more proud of my guys, and we just have to keep going.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to click on that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing, and come visit us over at BuckeyeGrove.com for all the best Ohio State information on the web.